Hi everybody, this is Lou Smith, the Avid shooter. Here is a quick video of me shooting the NRL 2021 Smith Ranch Shootout. Stage 1, rocks. Round count 9, max points 9. Time 120 seconds. Shooter will move to one of the 3 marked shooting positions and engage targets once from near to far, move positions, shoot far to near, then move to the final position and shoot near to far. Each position must be used only once. I estimated the wind to be about 12 miles an hour from 2 o'clock, or 60 degrees. Using a cosine, I evaluated this to be about a 10 mile an hour full value wind. For this stage, I elected to use holdovers. I dialed up 4.8 and I dialed my windage right 0.9. This will cause me to hold under on my first target and downwind 0.1. For the third target, I'll have to hold over 0.5 and upwind 0.1. Upwind of us is a huge bluff, causing the wind to ramp up and ramp down. Wind values range anywhere from 4 mile an hour all the way up to 15 mile an hour full value. My stage approach was to use a modified prone position on the first 2 positions, and then go to a full prone position in the last. The key here was that the second rock required a lower bipod than the first rock, and the last position would require a lot of bipod height. On the right, you will see a view through my spotting scope. It's more stable, and sometimes you'll see trace. Unfortunately, not on this stage. On the left, you'll see a view through my scope with a post-shot, point of aim, and point of impact. With no indication where my first shot went, I stayed with my original plan. With a successful hit on my second shot, I decided to stay with the same wind plan. Unfortunately, the wind died down. As you see by my point of aim and point of impact, using my 10 mile an hour wind hold, my point of impact was actually 0.3 to the right. This corresponds to an 8 mile an hour wind. After registering my corrected wind hold, I prepare to take the next shot using the reduced wind value. I then translate this new wind hold value to the next shot. The same approach is used for taking the last shot on this position. I was unable to identify if I hit the left or right side of the previous targets. Therefore, I continued to hold my 6 mile an hour wind. Unfortunately, a gust of wind came up and I was unable to recognize it. The wind ramped up to a 9 mile an hour wind and continued to ramp up for my farthest shot, an 11 mile an hour wind. This was common in what we saw consistently throughout the whole match.
Thought I had it for a bit there.
You did. Died out.
Yeah. Kept it for 5.
So what did we learn there? Well, target 1 is 0.6 wide, which is a 6 mile an hour wind budget. Target 2 is 0.4 wide, which is a 3 mile an hour wind budget. And target 3 is 0.3 wide, which is a 2 mile an hour wind budget. The wind started out at about an 8 mile an hour wind, kind of died down to a 7, and then picked back up to 11 miles an hour on my last shot. There were some wind indicators that I should have paid attention to, which could have helped me get a hit on the third target, but maybe I'll figure that out and do better next time. Thanks for watching.
Well, thank you.
Ready? Yep.
Load still doesn't help me. That's like.
Well, you just caught up all 5 points. You were down on me on the last 2, so.
Oh, fuck! You got me more than that.
Oh, I doubt that. I think you probably got me today, buddy.
Well, we got a stage yet.